Yeah.
BBN Network, Jack Frost.
That's right, brother.
How you doing, my brother? Jack Frost.
Pleasure.
Would you like to say a couple words? Okay, could you inform everybody why we out here? Let me wipe the camera. Sorry.
We're here because they're abducting our children.
Yes, sir.
Children. We're not going to take it anymore. Enough is enough. An abduction is an abduction. And we're not going to take it anymore. Save our children.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you, sir. Dennis, it's my son, JD.
How you doing, JD? All right. Yeah. So we out here. They're about to have a press conference. Luckily, I just found shortly ago the young lady was actually found. Hopefully unharmed. We'll find out in a moment exactly what the situation is. Yes, they found her. That's a fact. Hopefully we'll find out exactly what the situation is. Obviously, we're praying that she is unharmed. As always on this platform, one of the things that we preach is that we have to look out for women and children. I don't care if they're not your woman. I don't care if that's not your children. We have to look out for women and children. We have to be vigilant. We have to not just walk by and say that doesn't involve me, because every time that anybody is affected in our community in a negative way, it involves all of us. So we have to be diligent, and we have to make steps to try to improve the situation. And one of the best ways that we can try to improve the situation is by standing unified and preventing mishaps like criminality, like abductions and things as such. So they're about to have a press conference in a moment. They're going to inform us, put us on to exactly what's going on, and we'll see. But definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, as always, you know how it is. I pull up. This is important, and we need to spend more time trying to fix the problems in our community rather than trying to create more division. How you doing, my brother? Would you like to say a couple words?
I'm here just in support of the family. I'm the vice president.
Appreciate you. We got the black spades out here. Salute, my brother. We got the black spades out here. This is what we're supposed to be doing. All of you people, and yes, I'm throwing shots right now. Everybody that's talking about they banging, you should be out here protecting your neighborhood. All of you people out here talking about whatever you banging about, we supposed to be out here trying to protect. How you doing, my brother? Yes, we supposed to be protecting our neighborhoods. Let's stop with all of the senseless violence. Let's start with the pushing of drugs in our neighborhood, and let's start with the building up of our neighborhood. That's a fact. It's about growth and development. That's what we should be working on. Y'all already know where I stand.
I'm sorry.
You good? So we're gonna wait. Got the black spades out here. This is about every event I go to. I just want to throw this out there. I think they're about to start. Every event I go to have black spades there. I'm just letting you know. Every event I go to have black spades there. Every single event. Why do look like Ack? That's a fact. We need to come together. Once again, it has been reported that the young lady has been found. I'm hoping that she was found unharmed. We'll see what it is. I'm trying not to talk over whatever they're about to say, but I don't think they're ready yet.
Same protection that y'all give everybody else in every other community.
That's a fact.
The same protection, the same action.
That's a fact.
We need it. We need this now. We're human beings just like everybody else. We're no different. No color, no ethnicity. Nothing changes. We're all people and we're all human beings.
That's a fact.
You're going to treat us as such. That girl got killed, God bless her, in Morningside. She's been on the news all day, every day for the past week. We have missing children here in the Bronx that's been missing for months, for years. And we showed them for 1 minute, 1 day, and guess what? It's over. You don't hear no more about them. We need to have the same respect that you give that young lady, God bless her, that died in Morningside, to everyone else in these communities. We are no different. Color should not be different. It should not make a difference.
That's right.
People been missing, these kids been missing for years, for months, for days, and they get 1 hour of airtime. 1 hour of airtime. It's not fair.
She's right.
It's not fair. I have a daughter, I have aunts, we have kids, we have children, and we all need to take care of each other. But it's not fair that we don't get the same recognition as everybody else in this community. Look at what's going on right now. Look at how many people are out here. And there's going to be more. We're not going to be quiet until you help us. We're not going to be quiet until you help us.
Also, I believe she's part of
Greetings.
Greetings. Greetings.
Today we're gathered because too many of our children from the Bronx are being stolen right off the street, like what happened here last night. We have more than 1,000 children missing in the Bronx alone. This is the Bronx Human Trafficking Task Force for Human Trafficking and Domestic Violence. And what we're here to say, with all of these people here from the community, the elected officials, the grassroots organizations that care about our young black and brown children, is that it is not okay for us to go missing. It is not okay for us to show up without our organs. It is not okay for an Amber Alert to have been administered the next day. And we're also saying that we're not going to take it. We don't have to take it. And we refuse to take that kind of mistreatment.
Absolutely.
We refuse to take that kind of mistreatment. We got divers in Harlem. We got police mounted on horseback in Harlem. We're here in the Bronx, and we are saying that we've had enough of our children going missing without so much as a care or concern for their lives. Coming up to speak first is going to be our public advocate who has been championing these issues for the black and brown community all across New York City for years. Please give it up for Jamani Williams.
Yes! Jamani! Talk that talk.
That's right. There's some blessings,
And don't hold back.
First of all, I'm thankful that a sister was found. Karol Sanchez was found, apparently at least physically unharmed. We'll see what happens. But as was mentioned, this is happening far too often. From Brooklyn to the Bronx, and really across this entire country. Black children go missing more than any other, but they get the least amount of media coverage. That is unacceptable.
That's right.
Just this past few days in Brooklyn, 8 people went missing. Across our country and across the Bronx, across the city, black girls in particular are disappearing and no one seems to care. I just want to make sure I came out to say that I care, that our government has to care more. I thank the media that is here today for at least showing up, because very often they don't show up.
Yeah, thank
We
you.
do want to know why the Amber Alert took so long
Took too long.
to be, however they put it on, to be turned on. Within 3 hours of the Amber Alert put on, Karol Sanchez was found. What we have to do now is continue our voices being heard.
Yes, sir.
That our black children and our black girls are as worthy as media attention as anyone else.
That's right.
As far as I'm concerned, this is an epidemic that's going on right now. This is an epidemic of our children being kidnapped or going missing. However they're going missing, we need that media coverage to get them home.
Yes, sir.
They are loved, they are part of our community, and we have to do more. And I know for a fact, the type of response that often comes, too often depends on what that person looks like.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
No more.
No more.
No more.
Come on. Come on.
And so I'm asking everyone, when you know, sometimes it's disheartening for me. You get all those things on social media. Seems like every freaking day there's another child missing.
That's right.
But let's repost it. Let's repost it.
Yes, sir.
Let's get those Amber Alerts up. I'm going to
Yes, sir.
ask more questions about what it takes, why it takes so long, but we got to do more. We love our children. Our community loves our children. Shouldn't take 11, 12 hours for Amber Alert.
That's right.
Brooklyn to the Bronx, our children are going missing. Across this country, they're going missing at a higher rate, but getting less
Anyplace
media
else.
coverage.
That's right.
And
Yes,
we're not
sir.
getting
That
any
makes no
coverage
sense.
No coverage.
Thank you.
at all.
Thank you. Thank you, my man. Yes, sir. Keep it up, champ. All right, brother.
Thank you, Mr. Public Advocate. We appreciate you. Next, we're going to have Derek Perkinson from National Action Network.
That's right.
Good afternoon. I echo the sentiments of our public advocate. My name is Derek Perkinson, National Action Network, on behalf of Reverend Dr. Al Sharpton. There are thousands of children missing. In the Bronx alone, this has to stop.
Y'all hear this?
This is deeper than just strangers snatching strangers off the street. It's levels to this, and we know there's some higher ups that's involved in the sex trafficking ring.
Let's go.
And they have to stop and they have to be brought accountable.
Let's go.
I'm speaking to a neighbor who lives right here, young sister. She heard this incident take place. It reminds me years ago, a lot of us wasn't born when Kitty Genovese was screaming for hours to get help, and no one came to save her. The killer even came back and stabbed her several more times after no one heard her pleas. We have to be diligent as a community. We will not be quiet. I'm asking all the females, all the women in our community to stick together. And stick together. If the men is not men enough to step up and protect our women, our sisters have to protect each other. But do be clear, I am here to help you and protect you as well. If I see anything out the ordinary, anything untoward towards our females, I will step up and take responsibility.
Yes, sir.
For all the men out there, if you're quiet and you see things going on, if you're a part of this thing, you're a sucker. And I use that street slang because you're a sucker. Anybody who letting our women get taken away out the streets, used for sex trafficking, sex toys,
Body
you're a sucker.
parts.
And you don't like it, come see me. We don't condone this behavior. We don't condone sex trafficking. We will not stand for it. I have to disagree with Monty one thing. He said it seems like nobody cared. But look around you. I mean,
right. We're here,
I see a lot of people who care, and there was hundreds and thousands more
gotta
who
buy
care
my
that
bag.
couldn't make it. So we do care,
Last
and
minute.
we on your asses. Thank you.
All right.
Next, we're going to have the founder of Freedom Youth LLC and also the Bronx Trafficking Task Force organization leader, Miss Monique Ferguson.
Greetings, everyone. We are tired.
That's right.
As women, as a mom, as an educator, as an advocate, as an advocator, to be able to see these things on the street at night, we're tired. It's not fair. So how many of our children have to go missing?
That's right.
How many? Why does it have to take one individual today for this to happen, for all of us to come together?
That's right.
It's imperative as we move forward today that we understand how important it is for us to come together as a chain link.
Right.
They can't get through a chain link. We need more people on the streets.
That's right.
We need our elected officials to hear us out all the way. Don't shut us down through a small organization. Don't turn a deaf ear because we're nobody trying to do something for somebody.
Let's go.
Right.
It's unacceptable. Stop calling it runaways. We know that there's abductions happening. We are on the streets. We know it. Invite us into your offices, your private meetings.
Yes.
Come out to the task force and learn how you can help, how to prevent it. DOE, you need to also get on point with us.
That's right.
Let's go.
That's right.
We're tired of you guys saying, we don't want this information. We don't want human trafficking awareness information in our schools. Kids are too afraid of it. Sorry, but our children are lucrative to pimps.
Hello.
They are lucrative to them. They don't want us, the older people. They're looking for our children as young as 5 years old. How many of our kids here go to school by themselves? Huh? How many? So we have to understand where we are in this time right now and what's happening. We are under attack.
Yes, we
The
are.
black and brown community is under attack.
The Bronx is
The
under
Bronx
attack.
is under attack. The
The Bronx is
borough
under attack.
Under attack. We need your help. We need to stand together. Thank you.
That's right.
Thank you, Queen. Next up, we have a young lady that lives right here in the area.
That's right.
That heard what was going on and got out of her bed to help. But where was law enforcement? They be ripping us off the sidewalk and out of our
They was doing
houses
stuff in the
and whatnot.
way.
And this young woman got up out of her bed to come out here and make sure that the community was safe. Miss Brianna
I just want to say that as much as we want to be mad or blame other organizations like the media and the police, it starts with us. Because at the end of the day, if I heard that lady screaming in my bed, that means everybody over here heard that lady screaming. So we have to police ourselves. We have to use our platforms and get the message across. This is not just a Bronx thing. This is a worldwide epidemic. This is all over the New York City area. This is all over the 5 boroughs. And we just have to be accountable for ourselves and our responsibility. We are our own responsibility. The media, okay, that's fine. We need the media to get the message across, but at the end of the day, we gotta start coming up with our own media too. We gotta have our own media companies too. Why we don't own no news stations? Why we don't own no different media outlets? You understand? So it starts with us. As much as we want to point the finger like, oh, they're not enough, they're not helping us, we gotta help us. And it starts right here. Everybody ignored that lady screams and nobody came outside. The cops came 30 minutes after I called. That's unacceptable.
Ma'am, can you just talk a little bit about when you heard the screams? Did you go to your
I
window?
heard screams for a good 10 minutes. It took me about 5 minutes to decide, like, okay, I'm gonna put on my boots, I'm gonna put on my coat, and I'm gonna go see what's going on. I left my son upstairs. That was a risk that I took, but I heard a woman that sounded like she was in need. And I couldn't just stand by. I couldn't just go to sleep like I didn't hear a woman screaming for help. You know, she was in agony and she was in pain, and I came right here and she was on the ground. Thank you.
Pardon me, Jack Frost, BBN Network. Excuse me. Around what time was that?
I didn't pull out my phone. 11:30.
We love you, sugar. We love you.
Ma'am, you said you saw her on the ground?
I came outside, I walked down the sidewalk right here, and she was on the ground. I called the police at 11:36. They came after 12.
So her mother was on the ground?
Nobody. She was on the ground by herself. A man, I was coming this way, a man walked right past me, like he seen her. If I could see her, he saw her. He had to come up this corner and turn and go this way. So he saw on the ground, cars passing by saw on the ground, people coming out the building saw on the ground. Nobody did anything. I called 911 and then I called my neighbor, who's a retired vet, to come and translate what I think this lady just told me. With, you know, because there was a language barrier. She couldn't even speak English. She was just hysterical. She couldn't answer her phone. I had to get a picture out of her phone. I had to answer the phone for her because it was just, I couldn't believe that the screams that I heard were actually someone had just been abducted. Like, that was the furthest thing from my mind. I was praying that it wasn't nothing bad, but a crime is still a crime, and no crime is smaller or bigger than the other. And at the end of the day, you know, our kids are being snatched. There is an epidemic of this going on. This is a war. Because when they start coming for your kids, that's war. You know what I'm saying?
Did she identify herself as the girl's mother?
Yes. I went in her phone to pick out a picture to put on my social media page, and I saw pictures of them together. I spoke to the grandmother, who they said that they just left her house down the block, and they looked like they were a good mother and daughter like situation and relationship. Anybody's kid, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm from the South.
That's right, brother.
It takes a village to raise a child, and I can't just ignore
But yet
something.
still, you know, they up on one side going ham. You understand? Come on.
Like the writer.
This is our village. This is our village.
2 wins.
Thank you so much, Fiona. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I wasn't scared. I came outside.
I'm sorry, y'all. This lady right here just trying to push me out of the way with the umbrella. I don't know why.
Person have to speak has been in community for years, serving this community for years and years in Bronx Triple Towers and all over the Bronx. He's also running for Congress in the District 15. His name is Tomas Ramos. Please let's show him some love.
Salute.
So I came back to my community to be an educator. I run a community center in the Bronx River Housing Projects. Anytime that a child is in the news about getting snatched, especially when she's holding onto her mother, is disheartening.
disgusting. It's
For
disgusting.
so long, our parents told us never walk by yourselves, always be with somebody. She was with her mother, and she got snatched right here in our community. 12 hours later, an Amber Alert. That is disgusting. That is inhumane, and for too long, our community has not been heard. Our children deserve better, our community deserves better, and I've dedicated my life to making sure that every single child has a safe and loving environment. And I will continue doing that as much as I can. This is just the beginning. We cannot stop talking about what's going on because it's going on every single day. I'm happy the media is finally here, but now we got to get results. We got to continue working together. The community needs to come out. We got to, no matter what we do, we're here as one. No matter what nationality we are, we're all here as one. And that's what it's all about. For our children, our parents, and let's continue working harder so we can have a safe and loving environment.
Amen.
Thank you all.
Amen.
Thomas, yes.
Thank you, Thomas. And he's speaking the truth because he has been out here in community for many, many years. Next, we have another sister from the South Bronx who represents for Patterson, represents for NYCHA. Always make sure that the children of our community have what they need, and not only the children, but their parents and grandparents. Miss Clarissa Alietti.
Clarissa! Keep it real, sis.
Yeah.
So I'm keep it short and sweet. Our community, of course, like the most vulnerable, our young people and our seniors need our protection, right? We're out here because we want our kids to be protected. We want our young people to be protected. I think we're in a stage where, you know, and I'm going to talk to my women, to the women like myself right now, because what happens is we're in the era where we're in our peak. You know, we're seeing our strength. Our women are on the rise right now. And for some reason, there's this fear that's trying to hush us down a little bit, and what we will not do is live in fear. And I think I want to say that again to my women, because what we will not do is live in fear. We have to unite right now. We have to unite, because united, we're not going to fall. All right, so I need, like, everybody in this community who lives here should be here today.
Everybody.
This is not about an isolated incident. This is about you mess with one person in our community, you mess with everybody. And that's where we need to take it back to. The days where we are sacrificing ourselves, like everybody here, in the rain, because this is what matters to us, because you're not going to continue to do this in our community.
That's right.
You're not doing it. We're tired of it.
We're not allowing it. We're not going to allow it.
Thank you.
Clarissa, woo!
Next up, thank you, beloved sister. Next up, from the organization No Voice Unheard, we have our sister Melanie Jimenez.
Thank you. I just wanted to thank you. I just wanted to speak to the youth, because the youth, I hear these kids are 19 years old, and we have to be very clear that the youth does occupy our communities, and I want to call out to them and tell them that it's time that you guys step out and talk about the peace that's needed in the Bronx, because a lot of the violence is coming from our teens and our youth. So I'm here just to say that my organization, No Voice Unheard, is here to create unity within the community for the youth, and I'm for the youth. You guys know me very well. So if anyone has anything they want to talk about, you can DM me. I'm definitely that person you can speak to regarding these situations. I just want to say we need peace within our community, whether you're black, brown, green, or orange. We're colorblind, and that's how we want to keep it. Thank you.
Holiday! Right.
Sorry. Next and last to speak today, we have, or actually no, not last. Next up, we have Minister Dennis Oswald.
No more abductions!
No more abductions.
I can't hear you! No more abductions!
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 Ladies and gentlemen, we are fed up! Enough is enough of abductions, children in the South Bronx. We want all the news press conference available. We want our children safe. Our children must be safe in the South Bronx. We want NYPD to provide safety for our children. 11 p.m. We need more lighting in the South Bronx. There's a school up the block. There's another school up the block where my children went to school. We don't want any more abductions in the South Bronx. No more abductions! No more abductions! No more abductions! No more! God bless you. Thank you. Amen.
Family, next up from Justice League and Citizens Action, we have Miss Karol LaVey, who not only stands for us here in the Bronx because she is from here, but goes all across the country to make sure that our people are safe and nobody's checking.
Go ahead, girl. Go ahead.
I just want to say, I know we're all glad that young lady was found safe. I want to thank my sister Shaniqua for having me out here. I can't lobby in Albany and in DC and not be here at home when it's needed. I need y'all to understand that this is systemic. This is systemic. So telling young black and brown girls to not walk alone, to carry a weapon is not going to cut it. You cannot put the onus on the victim. New York City has $249 million to hire more cops to protect 275, but we don't got the money to be out here in these streets to stop these sex traffickers. That is a systemic problem. And this is going to, we're not going to just leave here after the press conference, because Shaniqua knows that's not what we do. We're out here in the cold, we're just bringing awareness, but afterwards, I need to link with all my Bronx people who are organizing here, because we need to let them know that this is unacceptable. This is a systemic issue. I want elected officials on this. I want money put into this. I want money for us. You see all these new buildings being put up. All these new developers coming up, building in our communities. And what are we doing to protect the children?
Right. Where's the money for
Where's
us?
the money for that?
Right.
Our black and brown bodies cost so much. They're out here, they're taking our organs, they're extracting melanin from us. It's all kind of things. Melanin is going for $350 a gram. I don't even know what a gram of melanin looks like. But they out here extracting that shit from us. So I need us to really, we have to police ourselves. I'm not waiting. We have to police ourselves. So if you see something, you say something, we need to get back to the village. No more of this, oh, get out my business. No, your child is my business. You are my business. This whole community is my business. I want y'all to look out for me as I will look out for you. Thank you for coming.
God bless you. That's right.
Mic check. Mic check. It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love and protect one another.
We must love and protect one another.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
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 Thank you, family. In this moment, what we know is that we stand on the shoulders and the backs of ancestors that hopped off ships so that they would not be slaves, but we allowing people to take our kids. When you come for our kids, you come for me. When you come for her kid, you come for me. When you come for my kid, you come for her. And so the message has to be clear that every single second Thursday here in the Bronx Human Trafficking and Domestic Violence Task Force holds a town hall meeting. And if you want information so that you can stand for all of our kids, the number is 929-367-4754. Again, 929-367-4754. Text that number now if you're serious about saving our kids. 929-367-4754. If you care about saving our children, if you care about keeping our organs in our bodies because we're such a hot commodity, unless you got to pay to keep us safe, text that number. Every second Thursday of the month, there is a town hall meeting hosted by the Bronx Human Trafficking and Domestic Violence Task Force. We want to say thank you to every concerned community member that came out today. We want to say thank you to every organization that came out today. We want to say thank you to every elected official and person looking to represent the people of this community. We appreciate you because without us being the chain that my sister talked about earlier, we are going to continue to be doomed. But remember this, every time they think they're burying us, they're really planting a seed and we come back.
That's right.
Peace and blessings to the family.
That's right. Thank you. All right. Wonderful. Thank you all.
Okay, for everybody that keeps saying she's been found, we know she's been found. The press conference was already scheduled. If asking me, I think a press conference is definitely needed. We need to show more support in our community. We need to show more support towards one another. You already know how I give it up. I am not for the separation at all. Let's see if we could probably get a word from somebody real quick. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, my hands is out here cold as hell. Cold as hell, y'all. And I got gloves too. I left them at home. I don't know what I was doing.
Brother.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Excuse me, how you doing? I'm Jack Frost, BBN Network.
Tomas.
Do you mind giving us a couple of words?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I'm like, all right, so let everybody know who to talk to.
My name is Tomas Ramos. I'm a candidate for Congress here in New York 15. I'm also an educator. I run a nonprofit in the housing projects of Bronx River Houses.
Okay, so we like pulling up to events because we want to be in our community, and how can we be more active in our community?
So what we need to start doing is centralizing what is going on in the community, because everyone's engaged but in silos. You know, if we can start collaborating and working together with different nonprofits, then we can make a much larger impact. What I recommend doing is going to your local community centers, your community-based organizations, and looking at those hubs as where they can provide resources and let you know what's going on in our communities. Our elected officials should be more engaged and letting the community know what's going on as well. But it essentially, like, everybody wants to be behind a computer and social media, but we got to come out like we are right now, physically, you know, talking to one another, interacting with one another, and that's the most important thing. When I do events, community engagement is at the lowest that it's ever been, you know. And when tragedies like this happen, we should have everybody in the surrounding area out. We should have 1,000 people standing out here, but it's not the case because everybody's working in silos. People are scared to even be out in the streets and interact with their neighbors. So we have to change an entire environment and culture. It's going to take a lot of work and a lot of time, but it starts with us just holding each other accountable, holding our neighbors accountable, our family members, and saying we got to get more involved. You know, it's just sad that it took a tragedy like this for the media to finally get involved. You know, it's been happening for so long, but now hopefully our voices are starting to be heard, and now we can continue working together and building some kind of movement to actually get our voices heard at a much larger, network and outlet. You know. So,
excellent. If somebody wanted to follow you and see what's going on with you and probably get more involved with what you're doing directly?
Tomas, Tomas, for Congress.com. I post a lot of the work that I do on there. Like I said, I work with children. A lot of the work that I do is around youth violence prevention, making sure that our young people that are out in the streets have a safe and loving environment, get them back in the right path. Ending the school to prison pipeline is a huge part of my platform, just because of my own personal experience through the criminal justice system and my father's as well. But we need a lot more resources in our communities, and we need somebody that's from our community. You know, my father did 12 years. I've been incarcerated as well. I am from the community. I understand what our community needs. And I'm tired of these politicians that have not lived the realities that we have lived, trying to make the change when they have never experienced what we're going through. So for me, it's personal and it's everyday life of what's going on in the community. So when I go to Congress, I'm going to continue representing our people out here and make sure that I fight the good fight and have no special interest but the interest of our community.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, brother.
We're going to see if we could talk to this young lady right here. They got a little bit of time. Hello, how you doing? I'm Jack Frost, BBN Network.
Hi, nice to meet you, Karol. Nice to meet you.
And can you give us a couple of words about first of all, the movement that's happening right now, what you're trying to create, and in addition to that, how somebody, if they was so wish, could get involved?
I think the movement here in the Bronx is just all activists, organizers getting together, right? And so if you want to get involved, I would definitely hit up Shaniqua Charles. She is a bad organizer here in the Bronx. Look me up, Karol LeVay, on all social media. I'm organizing in the Bronx too. And basically we're here because, like I said, in front of the cameras, that this is systemic, and black and brown bodies, no one wants to talk about when we're going missing. They want to talk about when we're doing something wrong or when we're hurting each other, but they don't want to talk about the vulnerability of our neighborhoods and our communities and like what we need. And so we just want to shine a light. We just want the same respect that other communities have. That's it, period, point blank. And we don't want to put the onus on the victims. So telling black and brown women, don't walk alone, that young girl was not walking alone. She was with her mother. And so when you put the onus on the victim, it moves away from what the root systemic issue is. Yes, we should be aware of our surroundings. I'm not saying that. Sisters, band together, kick some ass when somebody comes, all of that. But there is a root issue that we need to address. If we don't address the root issue, then the onus will continue to be on the victims, and we're changing the narrative on that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
If they wanted to follow you or support you in some way, how could they get in contact with you?
So I would definitely follow one of my organizations, NY Justice League, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Follow me, Keris, KERISLOVE, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Hello, how you doing? Jack Frost, BBN Network. I just want to ask you a couple of questions, especially about the situation that happened today, but also how can we get people involved to try to, that want to help make a difference?
So, greetings, beloved King. First and foremost, thank you for coming out and being down with solidarity.
Yes, ma'am.
We are the Bronx Human Trafficking and Domestic Violence Task Force, and we host a town hall the second Thursday of every month. You can follow any of us. You can follow Shanika Charles, Monique Ferguson Riley, or Marilyn Hayes on Facebook to get more information. Also, on Facebook there is a page, Bronx Human Trafficking and Domestic Violence Task Force page. So, and again, every second Thursday of the month, we have the town hall meeting next to our street in North Bronx Hospital on the 17th floor. So by all means, please reach out, stay connected, because our children going missing is a direct blow to who we are as a people if we stand by it.
Thank you very much, Queen. We appreciate you.
Hey, how's it going?
Would you like to have a couple words? Excellent. I thought you was gonna shun me. How you doing? Let everybody know we're talking to, and you heard the same questions.
Yeah, definitely. So I think that this is an important moment what happened now, because we need to protect our black and brown bodies, our youth from being abducted. Right now, there's
a couple hundred people in there, but they only got 28 left. Okay. Yo, shout out to everybody that stuck around, because y'all know that I don't leave like that. That's one. You mind?
Yeah.
Okay. So first, could you let everybody know who we talked to?
Yeah, my name is Sameli Lopez, and I'm a community activist in the Bronx. I'm also running for Congress to represent the South Bronx.
Okay. We just had the event with the young lady. She's been found. Can you fill us in a little bit about some of the problems that it went through with the Amber Alert and with the police presence that was non-existent?
No, the Amber Alert, it wasn't really specific. It was just a random text that said, oh, check into your local media. And I feel like it was sent kind of late, because this happened yesterday. Like, the Amber Alert should have been sent, as soon as it happened. And it's like, where is the value in terms of our black and brown communities? Why is it that some communities get better treatment than we get? So we need to, really reach out to the NYPD about that and figure out why it took so long for the Amber Alert to be sent out.
That's a fact. Actually, I didn't receive the Amber Alert until about 10 o'clock today. So
right,
that's a whole fact. And
I think it should have been sent out earlier.
And it didn't say anything.
And it wasn't, it was totally out of context. So it should have been more detailed. People should have been informed as to what was going on and the urgency.
Do you have any programs that you think would be beneficial?
I think that we need to invest in our young children. I think that we need to invest in supportive services. We need not to invest money in $11 billion worth of new jails to build these new structures. We needed to reinvest that money into supportive services, into education, into recreation services, to prevent people from making these choices, because it's a choice. And as a community, we need to fight to get the funding that we deserve, so that we can fight for the advocacy that we deserve, so that we can be seen and we can be heard, because we've been invisible for far too long in the community. And we need to demand that the people treat us the way that we deserve. And I feel that in this process, that necessarily didn't happen.
Earlier today, I actually had Corey King on our channel. Corey King is one of the original Bloods members from '93, and we were talking about growth and development and how we can actually help the community. And one of the things that he was fearful of is when us as black people black men see something happening to a young lady, if we get involved and we end up hurting the individual, a lot of people feel like the police or the judges or the courts would then attempt to try to prosecute us. Is there a way that we could ensure people that by saving somebody's life that they won't then be held accountable?
That's a really good point, and that's something that happens far more than it should. And we need to reform the mass incarceration conversation in this country. We need to reform the criminal justice conversation and make sure that we're working towards strategies of love and healing and understanding to prevent people from going into this situation, to not have the NYPD be as violent as they are to our communities, right? And we need directly impacted people that are at the seat of the table, that are fighting, that are experiencing these issues, to be a part of the policy-making process so that our voices and our experience can be there. Because right now, our voices and our experiences, what we go through as a community, is not reflected in policy. It's not reflected in the criminal justice conversation. So that's what we need. We need to look at the voices of the directly impacted, the people that are experiencing this, and make sure that they have a seat so that they can shape policy. Because it's a racialized criminal justice system that doesn't serve us. It serves the few. It serves the capitalists building the prison industrial complexes that are putting our black and brown communities in jail.
Okay, one last question. If we wanted to follow your career and possibly give some assistance or try to get involved with some of the movements that you are involved in, how would we do that?
Well, it's not just me, right? I mean, I happen to be running for office right now, but it's a collective movement. There are many organizations in the Bronx, grassroots organizations that are leading the charge. Organizations like Freedom Youth, which is being led by Monique Riley, and the incredible, amazing Shaniqua Charles that has been doing a lot of organizing work in the Bronx around criminal justice specifically, and also the young lady that you just spoke to, Karis Love. They're always putting their bodies on the line to fight for our communities and to make sure that we get the dignity that we deserve. So I would defer to those women in terms of the advocacy that they're doing on the ground, because they're heroes in our community, and I'm proud to know them. And I'm proud to take guidance from them so that we could take this criminal justice conversation to the next level.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your time. You wouldn't happen to have a card, would you?
No, I don't have a card. I have a flyer I can give you.
Everybody, you know I love y'all. You know what I say. Help the next person. When you help somebody else be the best person that they could be at that moment, you being the best person that you could be. So positive thoughts goes for positive things to happen. I love y'all. Everybody enjoy y'all day. I'm out.